Good afternoon and welcome to the THC Show. My name is Glenn Wells. I'm sitting in for Neil Magnuson, and this is the Truth, Hope, and Change Show from the downtown east side of Vancouver. We're broadcasting on the Cannabis Culture page on Facebook and Pot TV on YouTube. So welcome everybody. Thank you very much for coming to join us today. I'm just going to do a little bit of sharing quickly so that I can get this out. And we will talk about the CSP today. We have Dan Hizenherb and his team from the Langley CSP coming in as our 420 guests today. So I'm just waiting for this thing to work. It's not working for me. What's going on? Oh, wow. Doesn't that suck, eh? It's not working, man. All right, let's try it again. One more time. Let's go here. Let's go, what? All right, Cannabis Culture. There we go. We got it now. All right. The page is up, and we're going to do a bit of a sharing here. And get it out there. Bum, 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 bum. Out to the story. All right, and we'll do a couple of quick group shares here. I can report to you that Neil Magnuson will be moving into hospice probably within the next week. He's still with us. He's still fighting. He is quite the fighter. I love the man, and I'm really concerned. And I would hope that you guys can still send out positive energy and thoughts and stuff like that. If you could share the show too, that'd be great. I just did a little bit of sharing because, I want to get it out there and let you guys know what's going on. So about 7 years ago, right down here, at Vandu, Mr. Magnuson started the CSP, handing out edibles and joints to the people of the downtown east side. They used to line up in front of the Vandu, which is the Vancouver area network of drug users. We did that for about 3 years, I think, or something like that. And then about 4 years ago or 3.5 years ago, they moved here to where we are today. We had the store for about 6 months, and now we're operating out of an RV. And that is because Mr. Magnuson was told by City Council of Vancouver that he could have a store for low barrier access to help the people of the downtown east side during this fentanyl crisis. And when he went and did that and arranged for everything, the city turned around, the city business manager, or no, licensing manager, said that we couldn't do that. We had to have permission from the province or from the federal government. So Mr. Magnuson, our friend Neil, I think you guys know who he is. Some of you do. Anyways, he applied, and we got the usual response, we're going to help you as fast as we can. And they waited, and we had phone calls with them. I was present during the phone calls and stuff like that. They were saying, no, we're going to get this done for you. This is really important, but we have a concern that if we do this for you, we might have to do it for everybody else. Well, what the hell is the problem with that? What the hell is wrong with helping everybody else save somebody's life? There's nothing wrong with that. We wish that we could have as many CSPs throughout the country, in all the cities, and all the towns, just so we could save your loved ones and our loved ones from fentanyl overdoses or from any kind of overdose. We found out that after a week of high-dose edibles, we can get you off your hard drugs, and there's no treatment centers or anything like that. So, and that doesn't work for everybody. I got to say, there are going to be people out there, because there's an opposite to everything. For as many people as we have that it works for, there will be a few probably it doesn't. And we can't say that it's 100%, but from what we know from down here and the 280 some odd people that we have on the list right now, it's working. It's been working for 3 years for them now, or even more than 3 years. They come here every 4 days. They get 420 milligrams of high-dose edibles for free. That's it. Free. Free. Right? So, and that's to help them get off their program and change their lives. And trust me, the CSP and Neil Magnuson and the volunteers, the staff that we have here, and myself have seen the change. It's there. It is such enlightening thing. You see these people coming smiling, and they tell you about how their life has changed and how they're not worried about having to get their next whack or hit or anything like that. You know, it's very humbling, and it's amazing that we can do this, and the staff down here to do this. And we're here to provide high dose edibles and low barrier access. And it doesn't just have to be for the people who are on the downtown east side. We all know that medical people have no coverage or no protection or any program. Let's say medical people have no program where we can get low cost cannabis. We have to go to a government store if we want it and buy at extremely high prices, which we can't because the government doesn't give us enough money to do that. I personally am on a disability. I only get $1,790 a month for rent for my disability, and my rent is $14. So how does one afford to go to a government store? They don't have to. You can come down to Main and Cordova at 11 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock at night, 7 days a week, including Christmas and all the holidays, and you can get yourself some some low barrier access to cannabis. And our most expensive gram down here is $6. So if you're a medical patient, you have an ACMPR, or if you don't, even if you have a note from your doctor, we can help you. You don't have to buy the government's weed. You don't have to pay the prices that you've been paying. So this is what Mr. Magnuson has done down here. This is how we're improving people's lives. Everybody, including myself and the volunteer staff, 7 days a week. Like I said, 11 to 7. Main and Cordova. Find the RV. It's right on the corner. You can't miss it, right in front of the store. And you'll see people laying up there. Just go up there and say, hi, we saw you in the show. We would like some access, or just say hi, and they'll tell you what's on the menu for the day. They'll help you out if you need. We're allowed to tell you if something will help you if you let us know what your pains are and stuff like that, or what you're dealing with. And when you go to a government store, they can't do that. But we can tell you here. We're willing to help you as much as we can. We will share as much information with you as we can, because we want you to get healthy. We want a lot of people to be healthy. We don't want people dying down here. There's too many people dying already. I think it's like right now about 6 people a day in this province die from an overdose. We don't need to do that. There's ways to help these people. We don't need to always have to go into a treatment program. Some of us might have to. Some of us might not, but we have an alternative way of doing that. And I'm sorry if you wanted to get on the program. We can't do that right now. But we do add people occasionally when we get the donations and stuff like that. And speaking of donations, we really appreciate and love our donators. The Candy Bar, Steve Nemi, and many, Michael the Cookie Monster. There's so many people that Neil Rowley knows everybody, but I can't tell you. But we got Mad Hatter. We've got the CSP Langley. We got Rosie Burke from Ruka? Yeah. Rosie Ruka from Surrey, the CSP helping out. We've got a Newton CSP. That's Gary and Bridget. It's growing. We've got the East Coast Chris Backer out there doing a CSP. He's been doing it for 5 years now. It is amazing how we have changed people's lives. All those people, even the ones out in the East Coast, have changed people's lives. And we know what we're doing works. And you guys can do the same thing. All you need is some high-dose edibles. And trust me, you can't get high-dose edibles from the government stores. You're going to have to find somebody who's making them. Or, as the CSU says, go online. There are some reputable stores out there that are online that have high-dose edibles that you can't get in a government store. I would say, as to looking for one of them, maybe you want to reach out to your friends and find out if anybody's buying from an online site, and then you'll know that they're trustworthy. Don't just go to anybody. Like before, like we used to do, we'd always talk to our friends and say, oh, yeah, I know a friend or something like that. So just do the same thing, okay? Because, I don't want to tell you to go online and get high-dose edibles and then something bad happened to you. So just ask your friends, please. That's the best thing to do, because friends don't usually turn friends into a bad situation. So, yeah, you need high-dose edibles. That's what we're going to do. Oh, yeah, there's Douglas. I've got this going on here. Good afternoon, Douglas. So, yeah, The sad news, like I said at the beginning of the show, is Neil is going to be moving into a hospice sometime this week. So he's going to be moved from St. Paul's Hospital where he is right now, and yeah, they'll be moving him into a hospice. So I would like for you guys to all, that's good, Richard. I'm glad you're doing okay. Hi, Richard. Just send your positive thoughts and energy. It looks like somebody's already there. Cannabis Culture is already there. Okay, well, I don't know. Good afternoon. I don't know who's running Cannabis Culture today, but thank you very much. I was just getting on there to give the likes and stuff like that. It looks like somebody's already there. So thank you. Thank you very much. Whoever's doing that. Good afternoon, Douglas. Good afternoon, Richard. And we have Dan Hizenherb and his team here from the Langley CSP. And we have Slim. Also, he's here too with Dan. So they'll be on here in about 4 more minutes. Also, want to talk about Cannabis Day, July 1st, Art Gallery. There will be vendors. And like I said before, do not bring all your stuff if you're going to be a vendor, because the CSU is probably going to visit us. And if you have all your stuff on the table, you're going to lose all your stuff. So I'm suggesting that people leave stuff in their car, leave stuff in the stash place, whatever, but just bring what you need. And in case you do get fined and a ticket and they take your stuff, they didn't take everything. And if you do get a ticket, don't pay the ticket. We would like you guys to fight the ticket. Let's get this into the court systems so that judges can make the decisions about how we get our high-dose edibles and our high-dose cannabis and low barrier access, because that's the only way that we're going to be able to change it. We tried writing letters. We've tried doing forms, like they say, all that red tape, and we're still here where we are today. So, yes, CSP will be there July 1st. Art Gallery. Vending will be possible. Like I said, first come, first serve. There's no charge. Just get your spot, and let's make it an awesome day. Let's make it a great cannabis day, because we really need it, and all the medical people out there right now really need it too. So, all right, well, we got about 2 more minutes, and then it'll be 4:20. Oh, yeah. Wow. Oh, you know what? I seem to have the wrong the show on. Jeez, man. I was looking at an older show, I guess. All right, let me try something different. That's why I was not wearing my leather jacket. Oh, there we are. I haven't even smoked anything. That's probably why. Hey, Jeff. Hey, Harry. Hey, Marion. And Douglas. All right, there we go. That's why there was clicks from the Cannabis from Cannabis Culture, because I did that. Oh, wow. It's stoner things, right? All right, well, anyways, I hope I shared out the right one this afternoon. There, I should take a look, but oh, wow. If not, then, hey, it's okay. All right, yeah, so let me take a quick look here. Just make sure I did share out the right one, because you don't want to do that. All right, I did do the right one. We're good. There's a guy with a black leather jacket on the screen. That's good. All right, so we've got almost 4:19. I'm going to get a joint out when we're going to have Dan and Slim come on first. All right, yeah. All right, it is 4:19. 1 minute to go. Roll your divvies. Stock your pipe, get your dab rig going, because it's almost time to light it up and get happy, get medicated. Join us. Are you any good with a camera?
No.
No, you can't take that and just maybe swing it that way a little bit? This one?
Just so it's sort of pointing at
Yeah,
us.
just so it's pointing. Here, yeah, okay, Slim. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. Did that work, Slim?
I think that may have done it.
Oh, yeah, you did it. What a pro.
Perfect.
What a pro. So we got Dan. We got Slim. This is Dan from Hizenherb.
Hizenherb.
Hizenherb?
Yeah.
Sorry, Hizenherb.
That's okay.
Hey, Jan, how you doing?
Good. How you
And
doing,
we
man?
got Slim here.
Hey, how's it going?
He helps out on the CSP. I can see you're rolling something. What are you rolling today?
Right now, this is some Chem Dog OG.
Oh, I got some Khalif Kush.
You always got the good.
Nice, some nice stuff.
You know
today.
what I don't have? Can I borrow paper?
Yeah,
I seem to have misplaced my papers.
I think we have some papers here. This is the CSP. So,
Doesn't help that it was pissing rain outside.
well, happy 420, everybody.
Happy 420.
Happy 420.
Woo!
So,
spark them up.
so just so you know, this is DJ Slim Inc.
Yep.
And you can see him perform if you want in a bunch of upcoming shows, which I'll tell you about in a minute. And also he is, of course, an integral and important member of the CSP Langley, outreach.
Yes.
Yes.
You guys are very important. All our volunteers are very important, and we really
Definitely.
appreciate everything that you guys do in order to keep this going. And to help out a lot of people. You're saving a lot of people's lives. You're saving a lot of people's loved ones' lives out there. And they don't even know who you are, you know?
Well, it's not about recognition.
No, but I'm just saying, there's an angel out there, and you've got a bunch of them working with you. And
Yeah, I do.
We have a bunch of them working down here, and we really appreciate you guys. So thank you very much for doing this. And
Anytime.
we're going to carry on. The CSP is not going anywhere.
No.
No.
No, we won't be going anywhere. In fact, we're going to expand. We're going to get bigger. We're going to continue. If nothing else, all Neil has done with his life is so impressive that to not continue it would be some sort of, I don't know, shame that we just couldn't live with. So it's not going to be that way. His dream is going to live on. His idea is amazing, and we're going to get there eventually. Eventually, we'll get to the government, we'll get to the people, and we'll have it happen.
Yeah.
And then we can all, maybe take a break and just start working on the food aspect instead, right?
Yep.
Gotta get my booty put out of here. Okay.
What's that?
I was just reading a comment from a friend there. She's got to go. She was just at work. So, how is it in Langley? How's it going?
It's going really good.
Yeah.
I just need 1 second.
You need 1 second?
Depends on on what side of the spectrum we want to look at.
Okay.
We've been helping out. I mean, I guess it's bad. We've been helping out a lot of people, so there's
Yeah.
a lot of homeless out there.
Sure.
It's good for us, obviously, because we're getting able to get the name out there a lot more.
Yeah.
But every week we've been having more and more and more people to
So,
the
new
point-
people.
Yes.
That's good.
We're serving.
It is
like-
good.
That is good.
But it's also
taxing.
It's also saddening to see.
Yeah.
It's a
'cause
testament to what it is that we're facing,
Yeah.
because every single time we go, there's more, and that's because there's never it's not like we're ever going to run out of people who need our help.
No.
Well, we aren't even capable of solving this problem. The reason at least unless we expand a lot,
Yeah.
the reason we push so hard, and the reason I believe we should push so hard, is because eventually the government should be embarrassed enough that there are people out here doing it, out of their own pockets,
Yep.
because they refuse to.
Yeah, and our donators are taking it out of their
That's
pockets,
right. And the amount of donations necessary in order to truly do the job is way beyond any one of us, which is that's the point. That's why they should be embarrassed, because, there's people dying in the streets. Everybody wants to complain about homeless people being on the roads, and then they just move them around. The solution is to treat the trauma.
Yep,
The
it is.
solution is to treat the addictions, the trauma, and get them because if you just put them in housing, they're just going to die.
Yep.
It's not going to help anything.
Yep.
So, what we're doing is it can't stop until somebody who has the funds
To be able to do this
to
forever.
properly
Yeah.
do it.
Yeah, so like if we had like an injection site where people could just have a site where the CSP could come in every day and
Yeah.
and do
Give
something
them
like
the
that.
option.
Yeah, give them the option of not being able to do drugs and do
Right.
cannabis instead, right? Yeah.
Right. And I do believe that they're working towards it somewhat in the government. They're talking now about making cannabis a legitimate usable product for recovery houses.
that's
and stuff.
good. Oh, that's good.
It's not through yet or anything, but the NDP actually is talking about it. That would change a lot of things. That
Yeah.
alone would make a huge difference, just letting us apply it.
Yeah.
Because getting in the way of us applying it
It's the government
is a
rules.
strange reaction from the government. I
Yep.
think
Yep.
if you care about your people, why would you get in the way of us even doing it if you don't want to? I mean, we get kicked out of parking lots. We get told to move on. The cops are not cooperative.
Yeah.
It's weird, and all we're doing is trying to help people.
And they could even send somebody down here to evaluate what we're doing and maybe make it even a bigger program, because they just need to learn that we're actually making a difference in people's lives. You're
Well-
making a difference in people's lives. I'm sure you've seen the change.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, isn't it,
Yeah.
Isn't it amazing?
It is.
It is.
And I have so many friends now that live out in those situations, in those places, and they're good people.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with them. They're not They're not bad people trying to cause trouble or steal from everybody. Some of them, sure. I mean, there's bad eggs everywhere.
There's an opposite to everything,
but
right?
most of them, are good people who have fallen between the cracks of a system that just doesn't care.
Yeah.
And that's the truth.
Yeah.
And, I think a lot of people say to me all the time, like, why are you still protesting? Why do you care about protesting?
Yeah.
We're not protesting because of the legality of it.
Nope.
That's not the issue. It is legal. But the problem is A, what they're doing with it, which is making sure it's only legal for the rich. Or at least convenient for the rich, and B, making sure it's not medicinal, because they don't want to threaten, their big money coming from the pharmaceutical companies, and it's pretty obvious, which makes it pretty, sickening.
It is sickening, isn't it?
So what do you think?
What do you think?
Well, it is sickening, man. It's saddening that the government can't do fucking more to help out. It really is.
Well, I would argue that it's not that they can't, it's that they don't want to. Instead, they've chosen another path, which is to make customers out of their people.
Yeah.
Essentially the addicted now are customers. They go to safe injection sites. It'll only be a matter of time before they're using the government's drugs because they're safer.
They already are.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah.
So this is really a predictable path by people who want to keep their finances in check, and they don't care about the people out there suffering. That's not an issue for them, because if it was, this would have changed a long time ago.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep doing it, and I was talking to Neil today actually, and it's important to note this man not by himself, but with a bunch of others, but by himself has stood in the face of the government and argued with them for a really long time. He's still doing it to this very moment, and we should all take a page from his playbook, and recognize that you don't have to be a super powerful citizen to make a big difference. All the CSP stuff you see, all of the people you see working at it, all of these TV shows, none of it would be happening if somebody didn't believe they could make a difference. And now we all believe it.
Now because we know it, right?
Because we've seen it.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just doing a bit of sharing because
you do your thing.
Guys, while you're talking, I'm going to do everything here.
It's going to be complicated for a short time.
It is, but we're getting it worked out. I got George doing the start for me now and stuff like that. So, and you guys are awesome.
And let's not forget Adam.
Adam,
who is a badass worker. Who I love, right?
Yeah.
That man puts in a lot more than people realize.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
No, that's true. I watch you do it.
Yeah.
And Dan, of course, and all the guys out in the truck. Ted, everybody I see out there. I mean, it's anybody who's got that kind of heart, man, is a friend of mine.
Well, you're a friend of mine.
There you go, buddy. You too.
You got a friend in me. Was that Toy Story song?
Yeah.
You got a friend.
You write your name on his foot now?
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Tattoo it on there if you have to.
So. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, so as for Cannabis Day, or Canada Day, whichever, July 1st, in case
no
anyone's
disrespect
confused,
or anything.
we're going to try really hard this year to make a statement, a stand, and explain to people that we're not arguing over it's being legal.
No.
I think for a while we've done pretty well watching, the big party sort of build, and it's been a really lucrative thing for a lot of people. But because of the stance the government has taken, that's become really difficult to pull off. Which is why Glenn's saying, don't put your stuff on the table, because they want to bust you. They want to give you fines. They want to take your things away.
Yeah. Just bring as minimal an amount as you can.
Right.
And then just keep reloading yourself.
Which wasn't the case not that long ago. Things have changed recently.
Yeah.
And because of the changes, we have to change.
Yes.
And what we have to do is recognize, okay, fine, you don't want us to throw up a great big market right off the bat and make everybody up. That's fine. Instead, we're going to politically explain to all of these people what it is you're doing. We're going to explain to them why it is you're stopping us, and we're going to explain to them what you could be doing. The government, I mean. And, we'll see if that makes some difference, because we're going to share it, we're going to explain it, and we're going to push it.
Yeah.
And we're not going
to
anywhere.
Stop. No, we're not going to stop, because people need access to this stuff. I need access to this stuff. You do.
I do too.
I can't go to a government store and buy something that's going to help me. They ain't got nothing.
I'm going to eat this.
There might be some. I'm going to say there's probably some craft guys out there that are going to help me, right? Because of their craft stuff, I've been hearing there are some really good craft guys out there, and that's probably
I don't want to shoot down the whole industry. I'm not trying to say that all large producers are bad or or anything
we know
like
some
that.
Good ones.
There's some good large producers. There's good craft people.
Yep.
There's good people on every level, and then there's bad ones on every level. The problem isn't that. It's the way the regulations have been structured and the way in which it's being put out there and why it's being put out there in this way.
Yeah.
It's about money. It's not hard to figure out. You can spend 15 minutes doing the math and figuring out why it is they don't want cannabis to become, mainstream, legitimate medicine.
Yeah, and because it's not pharmaceutical, right?
Oh, well,
and the pharmaceutical companies are so invested into our governments right now that they want them to do it that way, right?
You can bet that right this minute they are working hard on making sure they can synthesize the THC. That is what they are doing, which they do with every single pill. They want to make their version of it, patent it, and that way they can make sure that you pay for their pill.
Yeah, we don't need to do it.
We don't want that. Yeah. It's not what we want, and we aren't going to stop if that's what they're going to try and
like
force.
I said on the show before, no matter even if they do that, just like today, you can buy a gun from the guy's back trunk of his car. Right. There will still be people where we can get something from the trunk of his car or something, right? Because
I will never stop doing that.
There's an opposite to everything, and there always will be. Just the way the world is, there may not be a lot of us, but there'll be a few of us in the back of the trunk of a car operating.
If I have to say anything about it, there's going to be a lot of us because I have a lot of buddies who because I've been growing weed since 1998.
Yeah,
and obviously it wasn't legal back then. And since then, I've gotten an awful lot of buddies, over the years, who at first kind of took a step back and sort of saw whether or not the government was going to do a good job with it, and have recognized they haven't. And a lot of those guys are getting back into the business because, again, there's so many people who aren't interested in dispensaries, who don't want to go and smoke synthesized weed or weed that's been messed with in that way. And I'm not saying it's all been like that,
irradiated or whatever.
Any of that stuff.
We know Redbeard stuff that's not irradiated. We know that it's grown in a white room. They all wear suits and everything, and that's the only way that the government will allow them to sell it that way. Is not being irradiated is if they do all this stuff. Would you like to be on today too? Sure, we can throw you in there. Yeah, hi, Rosie's here. So we got the serious CSP here today too, so you can grab a stool or you guys slip. There you go. So another one of our volunteers, and this is Rosie, and we mentioned her at the beginning of the show.
Who Rosie is.
Actually, I was on the Knock Network this afternoon.
Yes, you were. Yeah. Right. And how did that go?
I was on there last week. That was great.
Yeah. How did that go?
It was. You guys had to watch. It was great. I got to. They specifically wanted was me to share my story and how I came to use medical cannabis in my recovery.
Yeah.
And the challenges I've had in doing that because originally I chose a 12-step abstinence-based program.
Yeah.
Right. And it didn't work for me.
It didn't work for me either.
It didn't work for me. The pharmaceuticals didn't work for me. Right. It just doesn't work for me.
So Kim and Steve-O. Yeah. Kim and Steve-O, they're awesome. Kim Cooper and Steve-O.
And Rev Cindy.
We're doing it tomorrow.
Rev Cindy.
Are you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I got to be on recently. That was a really great thing to do. It was fun.
I was on. I did the commercial for the 420 when show that they did.
Oh yeah,
so they were doing the CSP commercial.
Well, hello Kim.
Yeah.
Hello Steve-O.
Yeah. Hello Ron McNabb. He's probably
and
watching
Ron,
us.
Yeah.
So you want to share our story that you shared with them?
Let's hear it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, they wanted to know, they knew about my struggles with addiction, and so how that all came into fruition. I grew up in care. I grew up with, both of my parents were addicts, gave me up at a really young age, and I went through a lot of care homes, and then the displacement, the abandonment, all that stuff. Of course, by the time I ended up being 14. I had a lot of issues. I always struggled with my mental health, right? And I guess just for whatever reason, sometimes our circuits don't work properly, right? It was inevitable. I feel like my life just was inevitably ended up down that path where here I am, 14 years old, I'm addicted to crack cocaine. Now I'm going into different youth programs. I'm going into secure treatment settings now because I'm becoming a danger to myself and others. And I'm constantly having my life controlled, right? And then, so anyways, I aged out of care. And by the time I aged out of care, I was pregnant with my first daughter. And I really, really tried to stay clean. I went to treatment for 90 days. I went to a long-term outskirts of Edmonton, Alberta.
Wow,
Henwood.
really?
Yeah, I went to Henwood for 90 days. This was when I was 19.
Uh-huh.
So I completed the program, got my medallion, and I stayed clean for almost 3 years. But I moved away from the farm where my parents were. I thought, okay, I'm gonna go on my own now with my daughter, and I'm gonna do my thing. And I just slowly protruded back into my addiction. And when having my parents there made it easier because they took her, and I kind of just went off the deep end a little bit, right?
So can you explain how cannabis has helped you not relapse?
Yeah,
because that's what you're getting there. Okay,
yeah,
that's good. All right.
So the reason why I came, so I ended up on the downtown east side.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of people know that I was an IV drug user. I was down there from 2001 to 2008, and homeless on the streets, addicted to needles, and I went to treatment. I went to jail first, and then I went to treatment.
Yeah.
And I completed a year-long program.
Yeah.
And I did amazing. You know, I
You
chose,
are
like I said,
amazing.
the 12-step program. I chose the absence base. I did the steps. I took other women through the steps. Like I was like a guru in the recovery work, right? And I was almost 4 years clean, and I relapsed.
Oh wow.
I overdosed. I died.
Oh wow.
And my friend brought me back to life.
Yeah.
And but the thing with relapse is it's not an instant event.
It can happen anytime.
I mentally was going there
Yeah.
long before I got there.
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
You get what I'm saying? It's like I mentally prepared myself. Because remember,
those who are-
thinking about using and actually physically putting into action are
Yeah.
two different things.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've got to get there. I've got to do the ritual of getting, finding, and using.
I
right?
still have
And-
thoughts of it. I still have thoughts of it, you know, of you know, getting a
I
crack
can
rock
think
or
about
something
using,
like
it's
that,
putting
right?
into action
Yeah.
is
I don't
Yeah.
think you could
Like, why
not think
can't-
about it sometimes.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's been 25 years for me,
So,
so.
listen, okay, so I'm in the 12-step program, right? Remember this. And
Yeah.
I'm a guru, and I have, like, you know, all this big support group in the 12-step program in Surrey. I created this huge support group. And I relapsed, I come back, and I started to realize, okay, these pharmaceutical medications aren't working for me. I need to try a different approach. So I turned to using edibles and smoking some indica flower, which I
Yeah,
only
yeah.
smoke because
Yeah.
to me, sativa gives me panic.
Yeah.
But indica is so medicinal for me. It calms me down, makes me feel normal. I don't know how to explain it. So I started to use cannabis lightly.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I struggled because remember, I still think I should go to meetings, but they're like, no, you can't. You're still loaded.
Yeah, I
I'm like,
ran into-
I'm not loaded. I'm not using my DOC.
Wait.
Yeah.
At this moment, I just want to really quickly cut you off and say, anyone who's going to NA, if you go out there afterward and have a cigarette, you are confused. A little bit.
Yeah, no,
It's the second most addictive drug on the planet. I know I'm going to get a little flack for this. I understand that. But if you're going to take the stand of I can't smoke weed and go to NA, you may want to think about the cigarettes. That's all I'm saying.
I didn't do it because of that reason also, that they wouldn't allow you to use cannabis.
I
so.
struggled so bad with that. So I gotta remember. So I slowly started to move into the cannabis as medicine use.
Yep.
And I really started to educate myself on how I could use it and respect the plant and really, you know, understand how it could help me. This is not a joke, right?
No.
And but at the same time, I'm steering myself away from the meetings, the 12-step program. So for the last 6 or 7 years, I mean, I'm fully transitioned. Like I love the supports I have now because a lot of the supports I've created now are people that are in the 420
So would you go to a
community.
meeting now?
I do all the time with my clients.
All right.
No, really?
I
But I
take
mean,
them all the time.
Still with cannabis?
And you know what? And they asked, you know what? For me, when I go to Narcotics Anonymous, I went to Narcotics Anonymous for help because I was an IV drug user, addicted to opioids, who was dying on the street, 100 pounds soaking wet, full of scabs. Okay?
Yeah.
And to me, I should be celebrated.
Yep.
You should.
Because I choose to use cannabis, but
Yeah.
I'm not anywhere near using my DOC, nor do I want to.
Yeah.
Because if I do, you will see me change.
Well, what is
From
it? What is
Rosie,
it?
you
and
know.
What is it they say though? They say you are clean when you say you are clean.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
When you're clean off the thing that
So when I go,
screwed your life up,
I
then you're
respect
clean.
my sobriety, and I do have a year or more clean.
Yeah.
I have over 10 years clean off of
Good.
hard drugs today,
Congrats
and
to
that
you.
is huge.
That's huge.
Let's
I got
not
25 years.
Listen, and he doesn't want to celebrate that.
No. Yeah.
I don't
So
know. Yeah.
that's how medicine, and then making CBD, and then making CBD back, but starting my own business, the
Yeah.
Weed Fairy Shop.
Yeah.
But then meeting Neil, because somebody saw that I was giving cookies to Rain City years ago. They go, Rosie, have you met Neil Magnuson? No, I haven't. Oh, you. So she set up the meeting.
Yeah.
I think it was whatever her name is. Talked to her a while, Lily.
Lily. Yeah.
Yes, and
Yeah.
so I met Neil finally, and I went, wow, you're
Wow.
speaking my language. Like
Yeah.
it was like we were two peas in a pod. I realized what he was doing here was what I needed to do, extend his vision. And like when I came to him last year, like what was it, a year and a half ago, and he
Yeah.
said, we've done that, and Surrey's gotten a lot of pushback. You know what?
You've done it.
The perseverance to go
Yeah.
through it, and I've created relationships with the Surrey police now.
That's good. And
They
is it
know
the
me.
Surrey
They're-
police or the
they're-
RCMP?
The Surrey police.
Oh, good.
No, the
Good, 'cause
community
they're-
action. They're
they're-
like, oh,
they're
Rosie,
the-
we
They're the
don't
new
care what
people
you're
that are
doing.
coming in that you got to make friends with. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know. That's pretty bad when I know all the cops. Yeah. I I'm not proud of that.
No, you should be proud of that.
You should be.
That's called communication.
Yeah.
We need more of that.
We
That's
need-
actually
yeah.
the problem, I think,
Yeah,
is
because
that nobody's
if we
communicating.
get them on our side, then they can help promote us too. And,
Well, or at
and
least not
talk-
get in the
and
way.
talk to shop
I
owners
gave
and
you
stuff
took
like
a
that.
pamphlet
Right?
for me.
Yeah.
I explained the whole thing to this community action. The police, they go out and they give out coffee to the homeless too. Like
Yeah.
it's a different approach they're using, eh?
Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
too. So that might have something to do with it. Because remember, Surrey Police coming in, they're creating teams to create relationships with the homeless.
Yeah.
Right.
Flip.
So they're explaining to them. I said, you know what I'm doing? They're like, we have a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, I'd like to give you this pamphlet so you could really have a better idea.
Yeah.
So you're not. He's like, we've been talking about you at our community action day. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
He's like,
because-
oh yeah, we've
yeah.
talked about you many times.
Yeah.
What you
You're
guys
not
do, we don't
shocked
care.
about
Yeah.
that.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
not
okay.
shocked. You know
Yeah.
who you
Fine,
are.
then
Yeah,
you know who
that's
I am.
okay.
If
I
you're
don't
in,
know
if you're
why
in the
I thought-
community, they're talking about you. Probably they may even be
The
talking
woman
to
who
the city
saves a
council or
life
something,
every
right?
day or something. Come on.
Once a day, yeah.
Listen.
When the opiate crisis first hit
Listen.
2016.
Ron says hi. He
It's
says hi to you
impressive.
guys.
It's impressive, and you should wear it as a badge of honor, I think.
I can't say, but I've shared the live feed out. Thank you.
I can't. What? I don't. Crazy.
I can't stay, but I've shared the life.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's really, really good.
Well, to be honest, you, him, Adam, Neil, all these guys are the only reason I'm involved. I came in much later than all the guys, but I spent 8 months working with you in Surrey, and I can't imagine not doing it. Like, I can't imagine living a life where we're not doing
neither
it.
could Neil.
I
right?
don't think that I could sleep at night or live my life happily.
No.
Just ignoring it. And the worst, the worst feeling in the world is, because everybody knows my car, right? Because we don't have
Yeah.
a place in Langley where we can put our tent that
Yeah.
nobody in Langley will let us.
It's so difficult.
So
packing
sometimes
up every
when
hour we
sometimes
go.
when you're driving the car that they recognize,
Ah.
and you're in the car, me and
Yeah.
all the other people
Yeah,
who
I've
do
seen your
CSP.
pictures, yeah.
All they-
How
all
do
they
you
do-
guys
all they
look
do
like
is
a
they
bunch
see
of
the car,
coyotes?
Yeah.
But not just that. We pull in sometimes, and we aren't prepared. We didn't bring anything.
Yeah.
We're just going to the store.
Yeah, oh,
And it's the
they-
most heartbreaking feeling in the world. They
Oh,
see us.
no.
So keep
And
sending
there's
your quote.
we try to all the time, right?
But
any of those times-
see the
We
white
should have a
car.
little care box.
We-
I
we-
do in
we
my
do-
car.
we do,
Somebody
but
sees
sometimes
somebody,
you
I'm
just
like,
run
"This is
out."
me."
Because we go on tour and do the shows and
Oh,
everything.
So we're always
Yeah,
trading
always
up.
switching
I'm actually
everything
getting a
out.
bigger vehicle just so I can support this. Yes, just so I can have this because we haven't had the space for
I was
everything.
wondering, how does that live the
Harry-
lifestyle you live?
I don't know, man.
Harry says,
I don't know.
Harry says opening a
We've been bugging
CSP.
him about some
Rosie-
upgrading his patrol.
Rosie, Harry says opening a CSP in Surrey was a huge step, big accomplishment.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much,
Yeah,
That
Harry.
is real. Yeah, it is. It really
Well,
is.
It's
the
been
reason
over a
we've
year and a
expanded.
half now, man. Frig.
It's the reason we've expanded though, because our lucky being able to work with you guys taught a whole bunch of us, what it meant and how it felt, and we wanted to do it. And I have people now who work with us out in Langley who are without a doubt going to start more. We've already got
That's
Mike.
good.
We got Mike Bacon who does it on his own in in Coquitlam. Sorry.
Good.
He goes out on his own. I just
And we've
give him
got a
candy
guy.
and
We've
stuff.
got a
and he-
guy in Mission that's working with.
Right.
I think his name is Chris. I
Yeah.
think, and so we're getting it out there.
That's what I mean. It
I
started.
got a friend of ours that's going to be opening up a CSP in Edmonton as well.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good.
And so we're spreading
Her
out.
name is Sage.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
Sage. Hello, Sage.
Hey, Sage, yeah.
Yeah, she's a good friend.
And we
She
do-
makes incredible.
We-
edibles.
we-
Hey, just so you know, Oilers! Yeah! I'm from E-Town. Love my E-Town homies. Yes!
Okay.
So proud.
All
Sorry.
right.
Couldn't help it.
All right, Canucks.
She says she loves Oilers in Vancouver.
For us Canuck fans, our team did well. They fought a
They
good
did
season.
well.
They did
They fought.
they fought. We had two rounds of it. We've had no rounds since 2011, so we did well this
Yeah.
year. And
I'm proud of Oilers too.
And
man.
nobody had to get
I wanna
thrown
s-
on through anything.
Yeah, I want to say one more thing. I want to shout out to all the people who stood in the arena after the game was over and yelled out, "Go Canucks, go!" That was fucking awesome. Nobody,
they lost?
Nobody left the arena. They all stood up and they all cheered them as they were waving their sticks, going, "Go Canucks, go!"
After they lost.
After they lost.
Well,
yes, because.
And there wasn't a riot last
And
Well,
there
I was just
no
going to say
riot.
that's
Yeah.
better than a riot,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, right.
I remember when they had that ride.
They noticed that the team had did well this year, and they wanted to show their appreciation, and it was so cool.
Yeah.
The guy said it was so cool walking down that hall, hearing them yell, "Go Canucks, go! Go Canucks, go!" Right?
That's good.
yeah,
That's great.
it's good when you're your city
There is
backs you up,
compassion in
win
the
or
world.
lose, right? Yeah, there was a
Yeah.
lot of passion there.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
it was
wow.
really nice to see that. So a shout out if you were in that crowd yesterday. Way to go. That was really cool of you guys to
That
do
was
that.
amazing.
It was amazing.
Yeah,
Who else was in that
it
crowd?
could
That
have
actor,
been a
what's
bunch
his
of
name?
booze and everybody leaving angry.
Owen, whatever his
Owen
name
Wilson was
he's
there,
that-
yeah.
that
Owen
game.
Wilson?
Owen Wilson
Yeah,
was
he
even
was at
there.
the
Yeah.
game.
Wow.
Yeah.
In a Vancouver
I
Canucks
actually
jersey.
just saw a post of that right before we got
Yeah,
on.
I saw when they showed it live on the show. The guys going, "Hey, it's Owen Wilson." Yeah. He's smiling, going, "Yeah." Yeah. So it was great. Got any personal stories of somebody that you've helped and seen a big change in their life?
Actually, yes.
You can say person
So
A
I had
or
a girl.
person B. You
This
don't
is
have.
no, you have to be a harm reductionist and
Yeah.
have the perspective of the harm reduction lens
Yeah.
in order to understand what I'm about to tell you. But there was a girl. I'm not going to mention her name.
No.
She was 6 months pregnant and was addicted to fentanyl. And came to the CSP.
Yeah.
And I started talking. There's a lot about just me. There's more to it than just me giving weed to people. I'm having conversations with
Yeah.
these people.
Of course.
Giving
You
weed
do a
is
little
just part of
speech.
it.
Yeah,
You do a little
and-
speech. I've seen you do a speech and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
and so she was like, the only thing that helps me is weed.
Yeah.
She's like, but I can't afford it.
Yeah.
Absolutely can't afford it. I said, you know what? If you think that weed's going to help you to
We-
stay away from the fentanyl, and she was, just getting stabilized in a B, some sort of house,
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
So I supplied her for till she had the baby.
Oh, that's
Every
good.
week she got a care pack.
Good.
And she stayed clean. She's still clean.
Still clean.
She had that baby.
Good.
And she got, that's...
Isn't that amazing?
Marijuana is a lot safer than using opioids. Right?
Yeah, it's a
For
good
the
one.
baby's sake, everybody's sake.
Yeah.
She didn't absolutely could not go down the abstinence path. Could not
Wow.
do that.
Well,
especially just being
abstinence is a
pregnant,
hard thing.
Yeah.
taking the opioids, getting off of it. The cookies, especially the edibles and that really helped.
Yeah.
She take little amounts. It helped her calm down tremendously and get through. And just with a lot of coaching and support by me, she's doing. The baby has been born, and he's doing amazing. There's another guy that was staying in the shelter where the parking lot I use is Sums, and he severely alcoholic.
Oh.
And man, you remember Teddy?
Oh, yeah.
He went to treatment.
Oh, did he?
He sure
Oh,
did.
right on. Good for Teddy.
That's good.
He's
Good.
absolutely not even drinking
That's
at all. He's
so
been
killer.
sober.
That's good.
And then another guy too, same thing. He uses the cookies. He
What's the
doesn't
fella's
wanna
name
drink.
who's been telling us as he went up in sobriety is like 65 days the last time I was there?
Yeah, that's Teddy.
That's Teddy. Okay.
Wow.
Just making sure
He
that's the
stayed
same
in the
guy, yeah.
shelter and he was using cannabis just to wait till he got the
'Cause-
treatment.
Yeah.
They tied him over to keep him
I was just gonna
safe.
say he was telling me how if it
And he
wasn't
went to
for
treatment.
cannabis, he wouldn't even have
So
made
it kind of tied him over, to
Yeah.
keep himself sane till he could get to the program he needed to go. And he's
good for
sober
him.
today.
And where do people find you in Surrey?
So every Saturday I set up at 11 a.m. at the Surrey Urban Mission on 108 in King George.
Okay, there you go.
And in Langley,
Okay.
we go to 4 locations, sometimes 5.
Okay.
If you really want to catch us and you don't want to miss us, the best place to be is at the shelter at 7 o'clock.
Which shelter?
It's called the Gateway of Hope.
What?
It's the Salvation Army, the Gateway
Right
of Hope.
beside the
Okay, the
it's
Gateway
right
of Hope.
beside the college.
What
It's
time?
right beside the college. We start off about 6 o'clock at 7-Eleven. We go,
6 p.m.?
Yeah. Then we go behind Hell's Crust Pizza in that parking lot.
Okay.
Where I can't remember
The
the fella's name, but
7-Eleven.
anyways, we go from the 7-Eleven to the Hell
Oh,
Crust
yeah,
Pizza
yeah,
place,
yeah.
and then we go to the where the welfare office is. We go around the corner, and then we go over to the place we just talked about. It's good weed. But beside the college, at the Gateway of
Yeah.
Hope. And usually by that point, we've done about 55, 60 people,
Okay, and
which is decent.
are any of you guys doing any donations on a Tuesday that maybe we can come and do a show?
Well,
while
yeah.
you guys are doing that.
Well, we're actually setting up a bunch of shows this summer for the purpose of collecting donations, just to put.
No,
into
but I
the
mean, like, I
CSP.
want to, like, instead of always being here on Tuesday, if you guys are doing something like this on a Tuesday, maybe we could do a little bit earlier and do an actual live show.
Yeah, I'd love to.
and stuff
Speaking
like-
of that,
Yeah.
I work full time.
Yes, that's
I
why I
work
haven't
days.
asked you to
Then
be
this week
here,
I'm
but
actually
you're
working
actually.
Tuesday to Saturday.
Oh, really? Eh? Oh, no.
Do you want me to be there?
So I took. This is the thing though. So I also have a job interview for another organization next week.
Yeah.
Doing pure system navigation in White Rock and South Surrey.
Okay.
So it's Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
So Saturday will might work again.
Might
but this is-
work again for you, yeah.
8:30 to 4:30. But you know what? If you're not consistent of
Yeah.
the days, they
tend to.
dwindle off.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
but the good thing is with the CSP, also the other piece of that is that I do the membership, right?
Yeah.
So people can get their care packs every week.
You should explain the membership, because the membership's important, and I try to explain
Super
it to people,
important.
but everybody should
So I
understand
have
this.
right now 10 members.
Yeah.
That come meet me every week.
Yeah.
Every week I give them a care pack.
Yeah.
So it has 7 grams of weed, a couple high dose cookies, usually a high dose candy, and a couple other little things I throw in there.
Yeah.
And they pay me $50 a month.
Yeah.
And you get that care pack every week. So that's 4 care packs.
So that's
like-
well
And we
over
do- we do the
$50
same
worth of
system.
stuff.
Yeah, well
yeah,
over.
yeah.
Like, it's not like you're not just getting one care pack. You're
You get 4.
coming
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
And, I
And then that
personalize
helps
it
you
too.
continue the CSP
Because some people are like, I
program.
don't smoke weed. I'm like, okay, I'll just give you edibles if
Yeah,
you want.
yeah.
And they're like, yeah, that's way better. So
Yeah.
I'll personalize it a little bit to their needs.
Yeah.
And so these people, the specific criteria is that they're struggling with coming off of a harmful substance.
Yeah.
Right. That's the main thing. They have to be struggling with harmful substance use and be low income.
Yeah.
And I need to have proof of that, like a stub, a
Yeah.
water stub.
Yeah, or see it on their
Anything
phone
that
or
shows
whatever,
me
yeah.
that you're low income, right? Because
Yeah.
anybody can come to me and say they're low income.
Yeah.
And $50 a month, and you get that. So the hope is, like they're saying to me, like this care pack's gonna help me, stay away from the other
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
right?
The hard
And
stuff.
So these members, all of them, they're all former fentanyl users, and I mean maybe they are using, maybe they're not. I don't know for sure, but
Yeah.
I know the volunteer I've had with me. Recently, Val,
Yeah.
I took her right out. Valerie's been helping me out a lot. And I need to shout out to her. She's been amazing.
Yeah, she is cool. I like
she
her.
shows up, and she struggles.
Is that
too.
her?
No.
Oh, okay.
not-
Okay,
we'll talk about her in a second.
Yeah.
Valerie is the one who's been at the front lines helping do the food and all that while I
Good.
do the cannabis table.
Yeah.
And she's been struggling too since she's come on board and helped with volunteering. She's like it's filled her heart.
It does.
I can see how motivated.
Even after
she's
my stint at
becoming.
Maple Ridge Treatment Center, I went back and did volunteering
It's amazing.
and did
Yeah.
some liaison work with them and the Salvation Army and helping
And
the guys and stuff. so.
Melissa is the one that rolls the doobies every week.
Oh, there you go, Melissa. Thank you. She's a
holy.
holy roller.
Yes, she is.
There you go.
Melissa does all my, because I can't do everything. I can't bake and cook and clean and everything.
Thank you,
You gotta
Melissa.
have a team. I couldn't
I
do
need
it
Thank
a
you. I
alone
team.
either.
appreciate
Exactly.
you.
Honestly, without
Yeah.
Jordan
Melissa's-
and Beamer
Melissa's amazing.
and Shay, without them, it would be a lot harder to run that.
Yeah.
thing. I don't think
Tell
I
you
could do
about it. I
it.
didn't know what I was going to do. I was like, oh, I'm going to cry. And then Val showed up. Like,
If,
yo,
hey,
Val, I
you
love
know
you.
it. You know if you
I
ever
know.
need
Oh,
me, I
know.
am there.
So I think I might need you to come do the Saturday
Sure.
CSP for
No
me
problem.
because I can't be there. And
I
I
can
got to
do
get
it.
those care packs out.
Yeah.
So if
I
you
will be
want,
there.
I know you live all the way in Langley. It's tough because
I don't mind.
but
You know, I mean, being that
I'll
I
be
that
there.
I can
You'll be
broadcast
there.
on cannabis culture, maybe I can just
You'll
do
be
it on
there.
a Saturday too. Maybe just throw in a Saturday show or something like
I was
that.
hoping we could get you to,
come on.
yeah, like
Yeah,
how to do a
so
show
good.
out there with
Because
us.
we need
Only
to.
thing is, this Saturday we're gone out of town.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
It's not-
air the Saturday CSP on Tuesday. Can I do
Yeah,
that?
yeah, or we'll see what we can do. We're definitely doing when the warmer weather's around, so
Yeah.
it's easier, right? Not this rainy
Yes.
stuff. But what I was thinking is that instead of just sitting here talking about it, we can actually show people
yeah.
what we're doing and how
Well,
you
hey,
and how you
anybody
can
that's
help,
watching,
right?
There's so many doobies.
The CSP Surrey Outreach is the page that you want to follow, by the way.
Yeah.
You
and
also
talk
wanna
about your
follow
page.
the
And the
Langley
Cannabis
page.
Substitution
Yeah, and
Project, the
there's a
Langley.
Newton page
Another page you wanna
also.
follow.
So just type in CSP Newton
Follow them
Langley.
all.
Yeah, there's the
But
Cannabis Substitution.
And
Correction.
follow the Magnuson Foundation
CSP
too.
Newton
Yeah.
is a group. It's
Is
not
a
a
group.
page.
Okay, oh, it's a
so
group.
it's a
Okay.
private group.
Okay.
So maybe harder to find the CSP.
Yeah, but
I can't
I
find
share
unless
their
really
stuff
look.
on the Cannabis
share it a
Substitution.
lot, yeah.
So
I see their stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
all over.
Yeah. So yeah, it's awesome.
They do a killer job too, though.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
They all do.
I like
You
them
do,
with
you
their
do as
war
well
wagons.
with
They call
sharing.
them-
You
they call
get
them-
stuff out
I
there,
love it.
man.
He calls them the war wagons.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
like, oh no, war wagons. I love it.
Gary
Without
is a
you
special
guys-
kind of cool, man. He's,
Without
he's
you
a different
guys,
kind of cool.
the CSP
I like
wouldn't
him.
be here. Without Neil Magnuson starting us, you guys wouldn't be here. So it is an amazing thing that we're out here helping people and saving people's lives.
I think I'm
And
lucky to be a part of it,
And
honestly.
you're saving somebody's life that you don't even know. Their loved one could be halfway across the country, and
Well-
they're here and stuff like that, right?
Sure.
Remember the guy that you saved the life of in the park?
Yeah.
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 Did you know that's
BC, but
her?
no,
Yeah,
no.
yeah. Anyways, they don't even know who you are back there. Don't worry.
Yeah, nobody knows who you are back
You
there.
actually,
Yeah, you
all
can
I'm
see.
saying is you affect the lives of people you don't even
even
know.
know.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
tell you,
And it's amazing to
when
me
that
how
video,
many
when that
people.
picture went up, there was actually a couple staff I work with at Lookout Society
Yeah.
that said they knew him, and that
Yeah.
was a nephew of theirs.
That's what I mean
So
is,
I
it's
saved somebody's
amazing.
loved one that day.
Yeah, it's
and nobody
amazing
else
how many
gave a fuck.
times-
And
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, not that nobody gave. I think not that correction. People, not something don't give. I think a lot of people just don't know what to do. It's
No.
scary.
Yeah.
You know, what do I do?
Okay, but the
right?
point,
A lot
the
of
reason.
But you
A
can
lot of
always
people
listen.
agree.
Let me say this now because it's important.
Okay.
I understand seeing an overdose victim can be very devastating, especially if they're foaming at the mouth, they're blue, their lips
Yeah.
are blue, and they're
You don't know
they're
what to
lacking
do.
oxygen.
Yeah.
But if you don't know what to do, you know what you can do. I'm sure you have a phone. All of us fucking do.
Yeah.
Call 911.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
That's right.
That's all you need to do.
And I just
Please.
heard that the BC government is now going to be supplying schools with nasal naloxone for the university students and stuff like that, because apparently a girl
they
went
train
to
them.
a party and took a pill and it was fentanyl and she died.
Oh my
and
God.
they didn't have any training there at
So
the
why do people
university.
have to die for this? We are this.
Exactly.
No, this should not be happening in 2024.
Yeah.
Just remember, everybody, this opioid crisis has been going on for over 10 fucking years. 10 years.
Who made the opiates in the first place?
Oh, I don't
Sorry,
know.
sorry.
Opiates have been around for a while. I
Yeah,
guess,
but it
right?
wasn't street people that made opiates.
Would it be Purdue?
I
Maybe?
guess it would have
was
to
a
be a
pharmacist.
scientist of some sort.
Yeah,
wouldn't
somewhere
it?
along
Yeah.
the line.
There's always
yeah.
been
Pretty sure if we track
there's
it back,
always
it'll
been
be a
fentanyl
scientist.
strips. Okay, there's always been fentanyl patches, even before that, but they somehow became synthetic.
Yeah,
and
my point being is that the manipulations are now out of hand, but at the time, you know, you can't get an entire group of people addicted to one of your medications and then cut them all off
Yeah.
and then start calling them the problem.
Yeah,
That's-
that's what the government has
Yeah,
done.
that's
right?
embarrassing.
It
so
is. It is
that's
very-
why we're here. We need to fix that. My point of bringing up, though, the guy that you saved, the reason I say it is because it's amazing how small of a world is. And, you know, we're out there and we see these patches of people, and, you know, these you can see them all day long on the internet. You can go on YouTube. You can see people just walking around in areas in every city in the world
Yep.
where there are people just under tents everywhere. And every single one of those people has been cried over by somebody.
Yep.
Every single one of those people is
a
there's
family member.
probably exceptions, but I'm just saying 99% of those people are missing
Yeah.
by someone.
Yeah.
And that's why we got to do it. Not
Yeah.
because, you know, if the government isn't going to do it, then somebody's got to do
Neil's
it.
program helped somebody, and they came here and gave him a great big donation.
I know 6 people
Really,
who have
right,
changed their
yeah,
lives using
right,
Oh, I
cannabis.
Because
He's been doing
they
this for
said,
7
"Well, you
years."
helped
Wow.
our nephew to help this
7
member
years,
of this
man.
member family. That's my member of my family. Like it's
Using the
amazing."
program- Using the program, I'm now 6.5 months
Right.
clean.
Well,
That's
there
what
you
that's
go.
what I'm
Congrats,
saying
Slim.
is we've got 6 people so far since we started Langley that would come on your show right
Yeah.
now and say,
Good.
We'd switch to cannabis,
Well,
and
we're
that's
gonna bring
why.
him on.
Yeah,
Right?
no problem.
We'll bring him on.
And my
the show's
point,
not going anywhere. We're going to be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and so we should bring them on because it's amazing when you, see
can
that
bring
it
them down?
works.
Yeah,
Yeah, all right.
Oh, yeah.
Firsthand.
I've already
stuff,
told
man.
them all I'm
You
going to
start
do it to them
making
one of these days.
All right.
You said
Okay.
Glenn, about coming out and really getting firsthand, showing what
Yeah.
other CSPs
Yeah.
are doing. I think it's time. You know,
Yeah.
it's been over a year and a half now.
Yeah, because I'm mobile.
Yeah.
I can be mobile.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
well, we can do this, and
We'll,
you
we'll
can
just
come out and
we'll
we'll-
let the thing that's happening with Neil happen, and then
What's happening? I don't know.
he's being moved to a hospice.
Yeah, we went and saw him today.
I've
He's in good
I've
spirits.
already made that announcement. We'll talk after we.
He's
we-
in very good spirits.
Yeah.
And he's looking forward to seeing you later.
Yes, yeah, we'll talk. Okay, yeah, but he's going to be moved to hospice sometime this week or within.
We
the next
love
week.
you, Neil.
So, yeah,
We love you, man.
yeah, we love you. But I've been with him pretty much every day or every second day.
Well, I
you
saw
know.
a picture most recently posted, and I can
I have
tell.
I have a picture of him.
I
too,
can
so.
tell.
Well, this is the thing. His spirit's the same though.
Yeah.
He sat in that room. He is still exactly that guy.
Okay.
The unbelievably kind things the man comes up with, in that condition it's unbelievable.
They told him in Western medical terms what's happening with him. He said that he's been fighting for this plant for decades, and there's no way he's going to give up on this plant.
Talk about ballsy.
I know
that
right?
man's got
But
guts.
The
Unbelievable.
hospital is on board with him too.
Yeah, no,
right?
well, they know he's right.
They're totally on board. They're not saying no, you can't do that. No, you can't take the suppositories. No, you can't. They're on board with him. So, and that's he said he's had a great life. And you know that if he loses the battle, he's lost the battle, but he had a good fight, and yeah.
Yeah, he told me this morning that he said that he was very at peace and happy with his life.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Really
he's done a
happy.
lot of good, and we're
And
going to be able to
we assured
continue.
him we were
We're
never
going to be able
gonna
to
stop.
continue the good.
I can stop him now.
No.
Bought in incinerator.
Hey man, I'm only 30
Because
years old. I got a
anyway.
long time to go.
He's still got 30 years.
I
Yeah.
still
Yeah, we got the
70 years
sponsor.
left.
We got babies, more babies.
We're not
Oh, we
going
got Anya.
anywhere.
We gotta get her going too. Yes.
So take note,
I
government.
was working
Yeah.
on little mini melodies, but she was doing great little apprentice, hey?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Thank you guys.
Well, Glenn, I really appreciate you having us on again, and
Yeah.
I'm going to have you guys on.
I'm hoping
again
to be on.
and
Yeah, I'm
again,
hoping to be on more
because
often.
you guys help me make the show too. Not just the volunteering that you're doing out in the community, but you help make the show here too, right?
Well-
'Cause I don't know if I could talk to people for an hour.
No, it's interesting. Yeah, no shit, right? Yeah.
Just looking at a camera.
Yeah.
I'm getting myself up just to the 20 minutes before the guest comes on. But
Well-
it's good. I've had lots of training from Neil and
You're
stuff
really
like
good
that.
at it.
I'm getting good at it. Yes, and I'll never be able to
Practice
fill his
makes
soul,
perfect, Bob.
his
No.
shoes. But I'm going to do my own thing with this and,
For sure.
and just keep talking and praising of how good this program
So
works.
is the
and I'm-
show
Still about
show's
THC.
You're gonna continue the show?
I am. There's
Good.
we're not going anywhere.
Good.
No, I've already promised him that. He said, I want you to do that. So I have his blessing, right? We're not giving up on the people. We can't. We like you said, we know now, right? And once you know, you can't give up.
Well,
Right.
I ain't going anywhere. So
No,
anything you
yeah.
need from me, brother.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Anything you need.
I think I speak for the whole
Anything.
team on our end too.
Anything.
Yeah.
We,
And
you know what?
Slim, you've
we're
got
the
some shows
CSP
coming up?
family,
Yeah,
man.
let's-
Let's talk about
we're-
Plug
shows.
some stuff, Ship.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay.
yeah.
So
Because
we're-
he's going to do
Sit
some
there.
CSP stuff too, right? So
Listen, get in there. I want to see my favorite. No.
We got some big shows happening. Dan and my wife and Beamer, we're all going out to Bowen Island for the Manifest Festival out there.
dates.
That's
is
this weekend.
on
This
the
weekend,
Saturday,
okay, yeah.
on 25th. It's when you take the ferry from Horseshoe Bay.
Yeah.
It's a little tiny island that's
And you go
literally-
by it when
you
you
can
go on the-
drive the circumference in like 20 minutes.
Yeah, it's not very far. Yeah.
Yeah, it's all like old people and rich
business,
folk.
huh?
But that's the first one, and then we have Lloyd Banks on June 6th that I ended up landing the show for, and then we've also got our own that's happening at the Victoria Community Hall with Oni Inc. and Golden BSB.
Okay.
That's on June 8th. Tickets are already up online. I've got the page, which I can send you the link for.
Sure, yeah.
Then after that, I've got Colorado Springs,
Yeah.
which I'm going to on the 28th for my partner for his birthday.
Cool.
We're doing a co-headlining slot for that.
Do you have a Facebook page too?
Yes, I do.
So tell them that
if
everybody
you
can
go
follow from there.
to DJ Slim Inc. Instagram and also Facebook, you can find me on there and where I post all my events and everything.
Do you have a blue check mark so people know that if it's
I
the
don't
real
need-
one?
I don't
Okay,
need
all right.
that. I
I've
don't
had
need
to have a
that.
blue check
We're
mark.
underground.
I don't need that kind of shit. But getting on to the CSP events, I'm going to be planning a donation event where all of whatever money for tickets that you need to pay at the door will be either through clothing, food,
Yeah.
or any kind of donation that you can do towards CSP.
Okay.
And then all of that obviously goes right back into what we use for going
Yeah.
back to the homeless. And I want to make it like an annual event, so we do one once a month and use it as a way of the means of getting donations to help support us.
Which will be, of course, managed in part by the Magnuson Foundation.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know through Slim Inc.
I'm
of
so
course.
glad that we have that.
Yeah.
The Magnuson
Right?
Foundation.
And then you guys will
We-
perform
isn't
July
that
1st at
crazy?
It's
Cannabis Day
amazing.
too?
Yes,
It's-
and
we
also
were
gonna be
really
doing Cannabis
fortunate.
Day. I've got a couple of artists.
I wanna-
I'm not gonna
yeah, I
mention
want-
any names yet, but I've been getting a couple of names
Isn't
down
there
for
something
that.
after that though that is the one Beamer's doing? Is
Have you done anything with Doobie Dan?
Oh, and then we also have got
Yeah,
June
we do,
22nd.
yeah.
We also have June 22nd at the Lake House, a private event. So if you guys want to
That's-
go to this
yeah.
one, you got to hit one of us up for it.
If you know us, you can come.
Yeah, it's we got Mo Dirt and Deshaun Jackson headlining for their tour there at the house. We got it's on a lake, so there's gonna be swimming and barbecue, and we're gonna have the Holy Talk food truck coming out.
Obviously, you guys will
Yeah,
be
you
there.
guys are
Sure.
more
Is
than
it the
welcome
house
to come
I'm thinking
out.
of?
Yeah.
Your place.
Yeah, my place, yeah.
Yeah, it's at your house?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
So that's Sunset Lake or Sunrise Lake?
For a
You know what?
I think it's Sunset Lake, isn't
I'm not
it?
sure. What's the name of the lake? I can't remember.
Fern Ridge.
Fern Ridge.
Oh, is it Fern Ridge? I thought it was Sunset Lake.
I've only lived there for 5 years,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Our plans to do a CSP camp
Yeah,
out?
Yeah.
CSP Camp Out is absolutely going to happen.
So we got
we're
the-
just right now trying to pick the location. He's
I'm
already
so excited for this, peoples.
he's already got a couple of locations that we're negotiating
That are
with
also
right now that
are also 420
very
friendly.
420 friendly and also pretty
Sound-
well known and
also sound friendly. So
yeah,
I'll be able to
sound
set up
friendly.
I'll set up a full stage. We'll have full music going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Books. Have all the booths set up.
Yeah.
I'll get-
There'll be
you know,
merchandise,
if
everything.
We're gonna have an actual like event in the stadium. We're gonna actually put on an event.
Yeah, that's right.
And so this is all going to be
And-
for fundraising for the CSP.
That's right.
One of the
100%.
So can we rent this property so
Yeah,
that we
well,
have rights
yes.
to
Oh,
it?
yeah.
So we can actually, people, well, you
Yeah,
know,
that's
one of the
the whole
places
plan.
that is in the running, we might even be able to rent a teepee.
Yeah, if we pick that
Yes.
place, it's pretty amazing.
Yeah, you can rent yourself a separate teepee and they'll erect it for you for your weekend that you're there, and you get to sleep in it and smoke in
So the
it.
CSP
and
that'd
everything.
be so
Camp
fun.
out,
We
trust
should
me.
come
That would be
to
so
the
cool,
TV,
right?
we're all gonna sleep
Oh, yeah.
together.
But you
I
gotta
got my
bring
little
you
air
gotta bring
mattress.
you gotta bring some tobacco. Listen, you have to bring some tobacco and
course.
respect that you got to throw the tobacco into the
And-
fire and let that go first before you do anything in the teepee, because you have to. It's a gift,
No, good to
right?
know. Yeah, of course. No.
So. That's what I did. I've already been to this place that has the teepees. They allowed me to
amazing.
dab in there and do a video from there and everything. So it's so
awesome.
cool. You don't never get
they
to
believe
do
that
dabs or
medicine
smoke
anyway.
doobies and teepees very
I mean,
often.
I-
So
I also want to shout out our buddy Golden BSP. He makes merchandise.
Yep.
I bought a hat off him. I should have wore it today. I don't know. I didn't. She made these
Shoes.
shoes.
There you go.
This man.
Please.
This man is. This
There you
man
go.
is a genius. You should reach out and grab some of his stuff because it's
I want
all
a pair of
it's all
Wee Fairy
100% original. Like
make me Wee Fairy shoes?
yeah, he can make you
Oh, yeah.
anything. My hat says chai tea on it.
I need something that says 8 out of 10 Glenn.
Nice. You know what? 8 out of 10. Good. We're on it.
Not a hat though. I don't wear hats.
We're on it.
So next thing we discussed
Not
is
gloves either, I
Cannabis
assume?
Day.
Cannabis Day, yeah.
As
You
well
want?
as coming up.
Yeah, we did discuss
Yeah,
that. We've
Cannabis
got-
Day. Yeah, we're definitely going to do the political version.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've already told people not to bring everything. Just bring a little bit. If you
At
get
your
a
discretion.
ticket, if
Yeah,
you
it's
get
at
a
your
ticket,
discretion.
don't pay the ticket. Let's take
This
the
is the
ticket
thing.
to court and fight.
If
and let's
enough
get this
people
changed,
if enough
right?
people show up,
Yeah.
if on Cannabis Day enough people show up, that's you guys. If you show up, it can be as big as we want.
Yep.
We can sell whatever we want.
Exactly.
It will become a market.
Yep.
But it relies on people.
Yep.
So if you want to know whether or not the Cannabis Day is going to be successful and whether or not you can take your stuff down
Show
there,
up.
then make sure to show up with all of your friends.
Yep.
Because the more people that are there,
The better.
the better.
Yep.
Period. Even if you're just there to see what we're going to do, and trust me, we're going to
Even
do
if
some stuff.
all of us got a ticket for doing it, we all are going to be in court fighting it, and
That would be hilarious.
Each judge is going to know about it.
Yep.
Right, and say, hey, maybe we need to do something about that.
Yeah,
And
this
that's-
isn't worth the trouble.
this is where we're doing. The only way that we're going to get it changed is through the judges,
I
is the
agree.
court systems,
And I'll
stuff
take
like
a
that.
fine if that's what it takes
Yeah.
to
Because
be
you
a-
can fight a fine.
Hey, that's right.
And once a judge sees that under the Constitution, you have a right to your medicine, and that the government is not providing that right.
That's right.
He has the
Oh,
ability to say
yeah.
fine,
We'll
dismiss.
parade it right through court.
Yep. Right.
Right
Because
through court.
We have
Let's talk about it. Let's argue about it.
We have the right in the
That's right.
Constitution to our medicine, and if you're taking that away from us,
If I
then you
ever
can't
end up
fine
in
us.
court for a fine, I promise you, this is going to be the conversation.
That's good.
It's going to be.
I'm going to ask if I can be added to the one for Neil for July, the
Oh, for sure.
constitutional. So I could maybe,
course.
with Jack's help.
I
maybe can-
absolutely
Oh, you don't like
assumed
each
you
other?
were going
Oh,
to
sorry.
be
Yeah,
involved in every
I don't
way.
know if that's going to be if that can be part of it, but I can ask Neil to ask Jack to see if we can continue this. right?
Whatever you want to do, my friend, I am with you.
Okay.
I was hoping that from now on we could just keep on plugging because
Yep.
I don't see any reason to
We're
stop.
plugging. We're not.
You know
going
what I
nowhere
mean?
yet.
So
I'm going to carry
No,
this
I'm-
on
I'm with
in
you,
his name and everything.
Yeah.
So yeah. So
No matter what happens, we're going to keep going because I feel like the only way I would change is if the government did a 180,
yeah.
and then I wouldn't stop doing what I'm
If
doing.
they were actually starting to help,
just
then maybe
adjust.
I would just adjust to a new way of doing it
Yeah.
because eventually Rosie and I are going to start a cannabis-based,
House. Recovery house.
to get people off using cannabis.
Yeah.
I don't believe in full abstinence. I know that's maybe not popular. I personally did this when
Yeah.
when I quit. I was addicted to many things.
Yeah.
And when I broke it all down, I had quit smoking. I had quit eating, meat.
Yeah.
I had quit coke and drinking and all these things. And I broke it down into 3 addictions that
Yeah.
I still have today.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe you can get rid of them.
Okay.
Not all of them. I know this is controversial.
That's
This is just
cigarettes?
my opinion. No,
Oh.
I don't smoke. No.
Yeah.
It's weed,
Yeah.
cats, and tea.
Okay.
And the reason I say this is I'm addicted to stuff. I'm gonna be. I'm an addictive personality.
You're cat video guys.
I am. If it's about cats, my cats have their own Facebook page. Yeah, they're on there. No, my cats are my life. And then tea, I will drink as much as I want. I don't care what anyone says.
Mom.
And weed, I will not be restricted on. And those are my 3 addictions. I will not take shit about those. If I start doing anything else addictive, then I get worried. You know what I mean? I go, oh, that's outside of my frame. But yeah, no, I feel like you should just be reasonable. Things that don't ruin your life, it's okay to be addicted to. Yeah. If you're out there every single day drinking, that's a problem. If you're drinking on the weekend, having a beer, watching the game, you probably are fine. It really depends on use. Every substance has a proper use. Yeah. And if you use it properly, that's fine. I don't necessarily advocate complete abstinence to anybody. That's up to you, your own personal situation. Yeah. It's whether your life can function and whether you're hurting anyone else around you.
Some people think they can function with alcohol.
Think they can are two different things, though.
Right.
We know what true functioning is, which is not picking fights with everyone, not getting drunk when you shouldn't, not over drinking, beating up your friends,
or your children,
or needing to drink constantly or every day, or any of that stuff. That's all bad.
First thing in the morning is a beer instead of brushing your teeth. You know?
And I know examples.
Really,
but you know, I do believe in, you know, just mitigate the damage as much as you can, and you start with the stuff on the top shelf and then move your way down. Yeah. And you know, now I'm addicted
baby
to
steps.
Right. Start off with baby steps.
Baby steps.
Yeah.
Wow.
We've talked. This is good.
Good addictions, Dan.
Good addictions, Dan. Yeah, he gets it. It's true, Harry. There is such a thing. Cheers.
All right. Well, we went a little bit over our hour today, and I thank you guys very much for coming. And we'll all be back real soon. We're going to bring some of those people from there.
Yes, I will.
We'll do some
talk about that.
We'll do some live feeds.
Yep.
We're just going to deal with what we have to deal with here and what's going on with Neil. And we will be back next week. And we thank you for watching the show. We thank you for sharing the show. And we would also thank you if you would keep positive thoughts and energy in your hearts and in your minds for Neil Magnuson, as he could really use it. We love you, man.
And, we love you, Neil.
And we only hope the best. We only hope the best for you. And it's. I've been holding his hand when I go there, and it's like holding a child's hand because he's got no strength left.
Yeah. Well, you know what? The strength he has is still in him. It's just in a different form.
Yeah.
And honestly, you can tell you guys the tightness. It's there. I see it.
So again, thank you again for watching, everybody. Without you, we wouldn't be here. Without our donators, we couldn't be here. And we're down here saving maybe your loved ones, or maybe somebody you know loved one's life with the CSP program. So
feel free to donate.
Yeah, and check out the pages: CSP Langley, CSP Newton, CSP Surrey, and CSP
Coquitlam.
And Coquitlam.
And again, if you are interested in any donations, please hit up any of us on any of our socials.
Basically, just reach out to any of us.
We love Neil. Yeah, we love him too. Slim, could I get you to end that for me?
Yes. I thank you again for having me on.
No problem. Yeah,
it was a great experience. And again, thank you for having us on, and it'll be a pleasure to be on again.
Yeah, I will have you back.
Thanks, Glenn.
If I could get you to end when you're done.
We appreciate you, bro. Because without you, this might not be able to continue as it's going to. And I really want to tell you, I appreciate you having us on.
I appreciate you guys, brother. Too, man.
You know what? Come visit anytime.
I want to say, Slim's got some cat scratch fever here.
Sometimes addictions can hurt.
Yes,
and apparently my cat addiction.
Yeah.
It was not his cat. It wasn't my cat. It wasn't my cat.
We'll not mention drop anybody.
We just want to end this on